Only 20 kilometres south of Perth, Bibra Lake in the Bibra Regional Park is a significant cultural site for the Noongar people. I'm meeting with Marissa Verma. Do you spend much time down here still?
I do.
A Noongar woman, to learn more about the 6 Noongar seasons.
So this place, as we know it, is Walyabub, and it's part of the Noongar dreaming. So Walyabub is the Bibra Lake that's located here, which is a set of, or one of the many wetlands that goes all the way down south in the southwest and all the way up north. And it actually has a lot of food resources and a lot of medicines. We've just walked past 5 or 6 things that our people would have used, you know, back in the days and still today.
What is the dreaming story of this place?
Bibra Lake is known as Walyabub. It's the Noongar name for the area, and it is a series of wetlands which we believe, through the Noongar dreaming, was created by the Waggle, the great big rainbow serpent. And he went underneath earth, came back up, popped up and created the water wetlands all around the southwest, right up to the north as well. So waterways are very spiritual to Aboriginal people all over Australia. This is a very spiritual place, and one of the things that we must do is to say hello and introduce ourselves to country. So we say, Kaya, Nyan, Quirrell, Marissa.
Kaya, Nyan, Quirrell, Josh.
Wonderful. And that allows us now that the spirits have heard us, and we'll be able to go and do a little bit of a foraging so I can show you some stuff. So why don't you come and follow me?
Great.
So, Josh, I'm going to show you something that we can actually eat in the bush. Now, always make sure that you are shown or, you know, the information shared before you start eating and picking things in the bush, just to make sure that we can actually eat it. So if you just take a look at that little bud, this is from the Banksia, which we call Biara. So this is the candle Banksia. So if you take a look at the bud itself, it looks like a candle. And actually, when it's in flower season, it actually burns very slow like a candle. So hence the candle Banksia. So I don't know how brave you are today. Would you like to have a go?
Of course, I'd love to.
Great. So we're just going to chew on that little tip. And this is actually, if you can't find any water, you're making your mouth moist by actually chewing. So let's give it a go. You go first. So we can't actually taste anything but the natural flavour, right?
It's very chewy.
It is very chewy.
I didn't expect that.
We actually call this the bush, like a bush candy, bush lolly shop. So it's good for the kids to chew and make your mouth moist to make water.
I can see that.
Yeah. So we're actually in the season of Gerrin, which is April to May. So this actually would be a source of food that you would be eating around this time, and then you'd be moving through country and then moving on to the next season.
Most of us grew up knowing 4 seasons aligned with the Western calendar.
So here in Noongar country, in the southwest of Western Australia, we have a structure of the Noongar 6 seasons. So it was about, you know, moving with the food and your different diets and, you know, accessing what was available to you at that time. So, you know, for us as Noongar people doing that, actually we were the most, you know, fittest, healthiest people on this planet. And so when you're looking at the 6 seasons, it's Spirak, which is December, January. And then you're spending a lot of time down by the coast with that beautiful white food, so the seafood, you're eating all of that. Then you're moving just off the coast to Bunuroo. Bunuroo, you're probably still catching a little bit of fish, some of those roots and tubers, and then you're heading into probably a place like this, which is Gerrin, around Walyabub, which is Bibra Lake. So again, another abundance of food sources here, ducks, frogs, birds, a lot of the fish that was here. And then we're heading up to the hills, which is Makaroo. So we're actually relying on that bigger game. So we're meeting the kangaroos and the emus and keeping our body nice and warm. And then we're spending time and coming back down through Jilba. Again, might be passing another lake system. So, you know, the bush potatoes and some of the other animals that are available at that time, and then camberang, which is like all about your wildflowers and, you know, eating those foods, which is your tubers and your seeds and your nuts and your fruits.
So there was a real sequence to the Noongar season, but the timing or the transition between them would differ depending on the conditions of the environment at that particular time.
That's right, and we didn't rely on a calendar. It was actually things that fruited and flowered and watching the animals move on. So I just want to show you one plant over here, which is the swamp banksia, which is actually an indicator of us being in germ time, so April, May. Those beautiful flowers on the outside, the birds and the bees, full of honey and nectar. So we would collect our fresh water, place that in the bowl, swirl it around, and then we've got all that beautiful honey and nectar drink. So it actually provided really good medicinal and healthy effect to your body.
So delicious, good for you, and beautiful.
That's right, under our noses. I wanted to show you one of my faves, which is actually wannel, which is the peppermint tree. And this little beauty was used for generations and thousands of years by my people because of the healing content. And it's all about the oils that are in this leaf. So, you know, today it's actually used a lot for people to cure, you know, their colds and their flus and their sinuses. And we're just going to show you how we do that. That's just by giving a little bit of a crush because we want to release that oil. We rub it on our palms, we add a bit of heat, and then we go in for a nice big smell. So if you're inhaling that, it actually clears the sinuses and the sore throat. Yeah, and you can put this in your pillow slip today and have a really good sleep.
It's been fascinating to get Marissa's insights into the Noongar 6 seasons and the traditional uses of some of the plants of this region. And there's some really good take-home messages for gardeners here. Firstly, we need to be more nuanced about understanding the changes of seasons and realising that it's not strictly about dates, but also we should be looking for clues from the environment around us as when to harvest, to prune and to plant. And perhaps most fundamentally, it's all about observation.